The divine masculine, yeah, he might be quiet right now, but it's not because he doesn't feel deep emotions. Divine feminine, I gotta say, the divine masculine is feeling overwhelmed. I kind of feel like he's drowning in his emotions and he doesn't know how to express them. And so the Page of Cups in reversed is a message being loud and clear here that has not been sent. And so I don't know if the masculine has been rehearsing an apology over and over again, but he's not delivering it. But there is an unspoken longing here, and I do feel the divine masculine this week is searching for those words. But first, there's some truth that he has to face. And until he turns toward the heart will not let him reach out to you, divine feminine. Divine feminine, we got the Wheel of Fortune upright for you. And so I want to say you're all done waiting. There's no more waiting here. You are moving. You are moving towards abundance. You are coming into alignment. You are stepping fully into your destined pathway. And so the wheel is turning in your favor, divine feminine, and you are going to let it carry you forward this week. And so you don't chase fate, you dance with it, right? And so as you dance with fate, you feel this pull of energy around you stronger than ever. Are you curious about how the week is going to unfold for the twin flames? Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into this message today. Hey, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome back, everyone. It is Laura, and we are going to talk about these energies coming through for the Twin Flame Collective. We've got all of these cosmic shifts happening this week, and the energy is significant. The energy is intense. And so whether you are in union, separation, somewhere in between, this message is going to help guide you through all of these intense energies this week, because this is a week full of emotional liberation. When it comes to those karmic contracts, they're done. That energy of self-abandonment over, and that illusion of separation is definitely dissolving. So let's break it down. Let's dive into the astrology. I would go deeper in with some oracle and some tarot cards to see what's unfolding for you. But today, on Monday the 7th, we do have Mercury stationing direct in Pisces. And this was a pretty significant Mercury retrograde because it began in the sign of Aries and it's dipping back into Pisces, which is that final cleanup, right? When I think of Mercury, I do think of our thought processes. It is all about communication. We also have Venus in a conjunction to Saturn. This is the second conjunction between Venus and Saturn due to Venus's retrograde once again, dipping back into Pisces. We are in a major cleanup energy for the twins. Tuesday, April the 8th, we've got Venus in a sextile to Uranus, and we've got Mars in a trine to North Node. And this is all about the karmic pathway. Whenever there's a North Node transit, it's very karmic in nature, and I do believe that is connected to the divine masculine collective. And on Saturday, on April the 12th, we do have that Libra full moon. And so the Libra full moon is carrying with it the vibration of the Judgment card and the World card. And this full moon, it is going to be square the MC. It's going to be conjunct the ascendant in Libra. It's going to be in opposition to Chiron. It's going to be in a square to Mars, and it's going to be in a trine to Jupiter. And we're going to talk about that further into the message, but it's a pretty significant full moon. I think of the Libra energy. There's a very mirroring energy coming through leading into that full moon in Libra on the weekend. The same day as the full moon, we are going to have the sun in a conjunction to Chiron, and we're going to have Venus finally stationing direct. And so big energies this week. I want to say groundbreaking energies. So let's break it down, because I do feel we are moving through one of the most karmically rich, emotionally charged, emotionally revealing, heart awakening weeks of the year so far, especially for all of you on this twin flame journey. And so let's break it down, because on Monday, today, we open up the week with this stationing direct energy. The fog is lifting, right? That's that energy. The fog is lifting. We are at a major karmic checkpoint. And so as the fog lifts, the universe is asking the twins, what have you learned about love? What have you learned about illusions? And what have you learned about your own personal emotional boundaries? The divine feminine, I gotta say, you are finally ready to release all of those emotional fantasies, romantic fantasies, and this is all about emotional truth for the divine feminine collective. And so this is maturity in love, I want to say, not out of fear. Divine masculine. You may feel this urge to reach out or face those emotional consequences of the past silence in this connection. It's like the soul keeps saying to the divine masculine, it's time. It's time. And so this transit on Monday, these transits on Monday, it's all about clarity, closure, and choosing what is real. Tuesday, big energies on Tuesday. And so this is going to create, I want to say, like an energetic twist. It's bringing in this twist because we do still have Venus retrograde. And in that sextile to Uranus, it's all about surprises with Mars in Cancer trying the North Node in Pisces. Unexpected breakthroughs for sure with these transits. So divine feminine, you are going to be pulled in a completely new direction. I'm feeling it so loud. And so these new love codes are being unlocked for the divine feminine collective and divine masculine. There's this urge to act, to speak, or to reveal something here that's been buried. And so this really is all about courageous vulnerability for the divine masculine for the week ahead. And so really watch for those signs. Really watch for those synchronicities, especially in dreams. There's going to be surprise messages coming through, I feel, for both of the counterparts on Tuesday. And so the universe is realigning the twins through this emotionally led action that is all taking place this week. Saturday's big, right? That full moon in Libra, it's a pretty loud energy, and I do feel it's going to be intense. The energies are already intense. I'm pre-recording this reading, and I tell you, the people that have been reaching out with the intensity of the waves of emotion, the collective anger, the collective rage, the collective grief, we are in a massive portal of clearing all of this old karma, and it is intense. And that full moon in Libra, I feel, is the culmination for my own personal journey connected to my activation between the double full moon energy back in the spring of 2019 when my Kundalini was spontaneously awakened. And so that sacred rage energy, I feel, is connected to the Libra full moon. And it's that coiled snake energy in the root chakra that needs to be released so we can clear all of this karma. 555. On the timer. This is going to be a week of unexpected shifts, intense changes. This full moon in that opposition to Chiron, that square to Mars and that trine to Jupiter, it's going to sit right on that Libra ascendant. It's going to square the MC in Leo. And on top of that, we're going to have the sun, like I said, conjunct Chiron and Venus stationing direct. This is the climax. I want to say it's like this is the climax, especially connected to that Venus retrograde journey, right? And so there's going to be these raw, triggering emotions coming to the surface. It's going to be deeply reflective energies connected to that full moon in Libra. And so all of these old relationship wounds are coming up. Full moons illuminate. Full moons are for releasing, and Libra energy is connected to relationships. And so all of these wounds are going to surface, especially connected to abandonment, maybe not feeling chosen, or where you have overgiven within relationships. And so this is also, I want to say, the healing portal that we've all been waiting for, right? And so divine feminine, this full moon is asking you to reclaim your worth. Where do you need to reclaim your worth and release all of the old timelines where love required you to shrink who you were? Divine masculine, you are meeting your inner wound head on, I feel, during this Libra full moon. And this is the moment where the mask fully drops and the soul begins to fully speak. And with Venus stationing direct, it's like the green light go. I keep seeing green light go, and this is connected to love. And so, but only the love that will align with your soul's truth. And so, like I said, this is going to be a week of emotional liberation, karmic contracts completing, that self-abandonment is done, and that illusion of separation is dissolving. And so both of the twins are being called into that right relationship with themselves, so that union in every single form can meet you on that same frequency this week. And so in the extended, we're going to go deeper into all of these astrological transits. We're going to break it down for both the divine feminine and the divine masculine, how this could play out for both of the counterparts separately. We're also going to talk about the collective experiences with all of these transits. And I'm also going to share with you some integration tips, how to get through these energies, right? Because this is a massive turning point this week. And the extended will go deeper into these shifts because we are at a major turning point, right? This is the week, I want to say, where the vibration of many twins is going to be forever changed. So breathe, let go. Trust that everything is aligning exactly as it is divinely meant to, in divine timing, through this divine truth. So let's go further with some cards and let's see what the cards have to say for the week ahead. All right, let's jump right in. This is a pretty potent, deep message. I feel the divine masculine. We're going to start off with the divine masculine because right now he is deeply rooted, I want to say, in some soul work right here, okay? And I just feel the divine masculine spirit is speaking very loud and very clear this week. We did get the vision card, right? We'll talk about the vision card, but before jumping in with that card, let's talk about the rune. And so I feel this is a card in reversed. Upright, it reminds me of a barbecue. I'm a camper. I'm an avid camper. But anyway, it reminds me of a barbecue. Upright, I would say something is cooking. In reversed, I do want to say it does feel like this energy of burning through the karma. That's really the strong message that came through for me with that rune connected to the divine masculine. And then we did get the vision card. And so just let's just take a moment and admire the beauty on the card. We do see the snake skin or the dragon skin, and we see the hands above and the hands below. And inside the vision card, we do get the mountain card, right? And so this really is a reminder that it is not really about getting to the top of the mountain. It really is an inner journey, right? And so right now I feel the masculine is being protected. We see the two owls on either side of this challenging energy surrounding the masculine. We get this coin. And so when I think of the energy of the vision, I just feel this is not just a card about soul awakening, but we think of the energy of vision. And so we are all born into a divine plan. We are all born with a vision or a dream that is etched into our soul's memory that will awaken in perfect divine timing. And so I just feel there is something here about being forgotten at birth. We do go through amnesia when we reincarnate in this physical reality, but I do feel there's a rediscovery through this long journey, I want to say, of becoming. And so right now I feel the masculine is in smack dab in the middle of that rediscovery, right? But I do feel there's a catch here. And so spirit, I feel, is asking the divine masculine to take a step back and to gauge how connected they actually are to this vision by asking themselves how tired they are. And I do feel the masculine could have two ancestors on the other side protecting him, but I do feel a very drained, hollowed, shallow, unmotivated energy surrounding the masculine. And it's not just about external burnout. There is like a soul level, I want to say a soul level disconnect coming through, connected to the masculine and connected to his true purpose. And so it feels like a very haunting feeling of, I know there's more, but I can't reach it. And that's really what I feel is coming through for the masculine, right? Because it definitely showed up in the other oracle cards that came out, especially with the card of shallow. And so I just feel right now there's this very hollow, numb feeling surrounding the masculine, almost as if nothing is deeply fulfilling him anymore, right? And I do feel there's been some escaping, right? I do feel there's been some avoiding the truth or pushing away the call or distracting the call through noise or even possibly addictions. And then we get this thinking card, right? And so I just feel there is this deep longing coming through for the divine feminine, almost like this craving of her presence, her light, and her truth. And then we get the exhaustion card, right? And so there it is right there. So I do feel there's this deep soul fatigue coming through for the masculine because he keeps running away from his purpose. He keeps running away from love. And so the further we run from our purpose, the emptier and the hollower we will feel on the journey. And so I kept hearing Twin Peaks. So there is an echo, I want to say, of Twin Peaks here, which is all about duality, distortion, and the thin veil between the seen and the unseen realms coming through. And so I do feel the masculine is standing at the threshold. I do think he's tired of running from the dream, but yet he's not really sure how to move towards it, right? He's not really sure. And so I think the guidance here is simple, but I don't think it's going to be easy. And so the masculine is being called to rest, to reconnect, and to remember. That's exactly what the masculine is being asked to do this week, to start tending to that vision again, not with pressure, but with permission to dream, permission to miss the divine feminine, permission to feel the emptiness without rushing to fill that void, right? We need that void to create that space. And so I do feel the masculine might be deep in a void, because the vision is not just a goal. The vision really is this source of all of this life force energy surrounding the masculine. And so if the masculine chooses to align with the dream or the vision, his vitality is going to return, his heart is going to reopen, and his love is going to become magnetic again. And so it's deeply connected to the tarot here, right? We did get the Eight of Wands in reverse, like a lightning strike. I just want to say, when lightning strikes, we get the Sun reversed, Leo energy, and we get the Daughter of Cups in reversed, or this Page of Cups. And as you see, to me, it's like a baby swan. And so swans do mate for life. And so I do feel a deep soul craving for that life partnership with the divine feminine. And so there is a very strong feeling coming through for the masculine this week, I gotta say, of stuckness. There's a lot of stuckness here, right? It's almost like movement is blocked. There is an opportunity for momentum. So I don't know if the masculine is being held back by an external force. I don't think it's because they're not available, but I do feel this energy of fear of change that's definitely dominating the divine masculine's reading here, right? And with that lightning strike, I just feel there is going to be some sudden awareness. The Sun upright is vitality. It is illumination. And I feel this energy of something deeply unresolved with the divine feminine. And so there's going to be a jolt or sudden awareness. I do feel the masculine's trying to ignore this, but he can no longer run from this. It's like a shaking energy, like a shaking of the very foundation of his current path. And so this one stings. I got to say, there's a stinging energy coming through. There's this drained vitality. There's this energy of mirroring the exhaustion card over here from the oracle cards, where there's like this lack of joy, this lack of clarity, this lack of confidence. I want to say endarkenment. Upright, the Sun speaks of enlightenment. In reverse, it speaks of endarkenment. And so not in a malicious way. I don't want to say darkness in a malicious way, but in that sense of being disconnect, in the sense of disconnect from the illumination of his purpose or his life force. And so the masculine, I want to say, is in a place where his vision is clouded and he's feeling depleted. And the Page of Cups in reverse kind of confirms that, right? It confirms the blocked heart, the numbed creativity, and the avoidance of his emotional reality. And so I think the divine masculine is being asked, are you going to keep running from the storm, or you're going to choose to allow the storm to cleanse you? And so I don't think this is a week about rushing forward. I really don't feel that. But I do feel this is a week where the masculine is being called to own it, to own the vision, to feel his way through the blockages, and to stop avoiding what's been avoided emotionally, spiritually, and creatively. Okay, so let's go into the divine feminine's energy next. We'll pull her front and center, and we will talk about the cards that came through for the divine feminine. And so as you can see, we did get this very powerful message, I want to say, coming through for the divine feminine. We got the new moon energy. And so I feel the feminine is in a major portal of cleansing and clearing. I feel the divine feminine is standing at the edge of this old timeline, consciously choosing the new, right? We had that new moon eclipse, and I feel we're closing that out with the full moon in Libra this week. And so the divine feminine, she's not chasing, she's not waiting, she's not wanting, she's initiating. She is becoming the pillar, not just for the masculine, I've got to say, but for this whole collective evolution. And so right now, the divine feminine, I gotta say, she's walking through a sacred doorway, and it's not just crossing it for herself. She's crossing this sacred threshold or this sacred doorway for the collective at large. And so there's no more camouflaging. This is you, divine feminine, reclaiming your ability to shapeshift, to evolve, to adapt, not just for others, not for comfort, not to people please. You're no longer going to stay small, I want to say, or palpable. And so this is you shape-shifting into truth, into vibrancy, into this sacred fluidity of the divine feminine energy. And so you're no longer camouflaging, right? You are no longer bending too far. You're going to say yes when you need to. You're going to say no when you need to. And the old timelines, I got to say, are collapsing around the divine feminine. You're no longer going to be compliant. You don't even need to be liked. You're stepping into your sovereignty. And so the threshold here, I feel, is really at the core of what's coming through for the divine feminine. Look at all of the fire beneath you. Look at the flames beneath you as you stand firmly rooted in your path and your mission. And so you are on the edge of everything brand new, I want to say. You are at the gateway. You are in this liminal space. You're in the sacred pause before the becoming. I want to say the becoming. And it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. It feels a little bit electric. It feels a little bit raw. But once you cross this threshold, divine feminine, there is no going back, because you are anchoring in these new earth templates. You are anchoring in integrity, individuation, frequency over familiarity. And although it might feel very quiet in your life on the outside, your soul is thundering with all of this fiery change. And so you are becoming that gatekeeper. That's what I'm feeling. And others are going to look to you. You are divinely protected, and you are watched over by unseen hands as you reclaim your place, I want to say, on the throne. And that was quite clear with these oracle cards. We got the spine card, the distracted card, the obsession card, and the clarity. And so the divine masculine's energy is all up on your side of this reading, divine feminine. This is not your energy. This is the divine masculine orbiting in your energetic field, because he feels this shift. He senses you pulling away, not in a sense of punishment, but I want to say in a sense of you stepping into your power. He's watching, right? With that spine card, he's watching. He's watching your social networks. He's watching your channel if you have a channel. He's trying to gather information or trying to figure out what's going on in your life. He is definitely feeling you pulling away, which is creating this need to watch, to obsess with the obsession card. And I do feel, because your clarity and your energy is so strong, it's triggering his own clarity. to come forward to. And so you are fully in that pull energy. I've got to say that, Divine Feminine. And you've got this magnetic center of gravity around you. You're not reaching out. You're not convincing, and you know who you are now, which is magnetic. And so you are reshaping, I got to say, this entire dynamic of the twin flame journey. And so you are the gate. You are the gateway. Divine Feminine, you are. And so there really is no going back. You are the mirror. You are the one who walks through the fire first. And this week, the universe is saying to you, Divine Feminine, step through the gateway, let go of who you had to be, and rise as you truly are. Okay, there's no going back, there's only going forward. And so you are coming into full alignment, full embodiment, and full trust. And so this is next level Divine Feminine embodiment energy for you. And I do feel the tarot just confirms that with the Wheel of Fortune. We get the Wheel of Fortune. You've created some type of webbing. I feel we get the Strength card and we get the Father of Wands. And so you're at a major turning point. Destiny is moving you forward. This isn't just a shift. This is a cosmic pivot point. And so you have been doing your inner work. You're crossing the threshold. You're shedding the mask. You're aligning to your core frequency. And the universe has noticed. And so I do feel everything is going to begin to work in your favor now. Things that have once felt stuck are finally going to click into place. They're going to move forward. I want to say new doorways are opening. Allow the synchronicities to guide you because these opportunities are aligning. Don't chase anything. You are magnetizing everything. And so I feel you're coming into a karmic reward for releasing that people-pleasing energy and stepping into your mastery, right? And the Strength card, I just got to say, this feels like a love letter to you, Divine Feminine, for all of your resilience. It's not the loud kind, it's not the forceful kind, but it's the soft, sacred, unbreakable kind of strength. You are holding this frequency. It doesn't matter who's watching you. It doesn't matter the naysayers. You've got this kind of strength that forgives without abandoning yourself. And it's beautiful. And so look at your inner lion and say to yourself, you are a part of me and I will no longer silence you. Love yourself into harmony, Divine Feminine. And true power doesn't mean domination. It emanates, right? True power emanates that highest frequency of Divine Feminine embodiment. And so you're no longer bending to be loved. You are love itself, right? You are loving yourself so deeply that everything meant to flow to you will come to you. And this is the Divine Masculine energy once again coming through on your side. And so what I want to say is this is a reflection of what it is that you have activated within yourself. And so you have your own inner king fully ignited, your own inner visionary. And so when you become the divine embodiment of divine leadership, purpose, and magnetism, yes, the Divine Masculine will rise to meet you. And so he's feeling your fire. He's being called to step into his own leadership, his own kingship. He can no longer remain that page. He can no longer remain the wanderer. This man coming through on your end, Divine Feminine, is a man with vision, drive, and devotion. And you have called him in. You are not chasing, you are leading. And I do feel your divine counterpart is remembering why he was always meant to walk beside you. And so as you walk through this vortex of fate, stronger than ever, this is a week, I feel, of receiving everything that was already meant to be yours. So let's quickly touch base on the bottom of the deck of all of these cards before we go into the extended. So at the root of it all, we got the Pilgrim card. And so the Pilgrim card is the soul's sacred journey, right? Twin flames are not tourists in love. They are pilgrims. We're on a quest of remembrance, of growth. This is an initiating transformation. And so the twins are learning and adapting and shedding the ego. And then we get this karma card, which is all about energetic debris, consequences, and cause and effect. And so everything is being released now under the full moon. And so we are in a massive karmic clearing cycle where both the Divine Feminine and Masculine are being held accountable for the energies that they've carried, for the energies that they've avoided or suppressed. And this isn't punishment. It's liberation. And so the slate is being wiped clean for union to unfold from truth and not illusion, right? And then finally we get the Eight of Cups. This is the great turning away coming through. So this is the moment where the twin flames must walk away from what no longer serves them, no matter how uncomfortable it is. And so there is going to be a challenge ahead. And I do feel the higher perspective does await after we choose to walk away. So would you rather climb the mountain of truth or sleep in the valley of illusion. I think you need to ask yourself that, because these cards are a call to let go, forgive, and recommit and rise. And so if this reading is resonating with you deep in your soul, if you're feeling that pull or that stirring in your heart, and you know there's more happening behind the veil, behind the curtain, I do extend that offer for you to join me in the extended reading. We are going to dive deeper into the cosmic energies between the twin flames with the astrology, and then we'll go deeper into the cards by asking what's next for the divine masculine and feminine. How is this karma playing out in the physical world? What steps are going to be taken towards this reunion? And what messages from spirit need to be heard right now? So join me in the extended. The link will be below in the description and in the description box and in the comment section. And remember, the journey isn't easy. You're not alone, and we're not meant to settle. So if you're leaving me here and you are curious more about the twin flame journey, I would like to quickly mention there is a twin flame guide that I have created, a 22-page guide. If you would like to go deeper into the twin flame journey, let me know down in the comments, twin flame guide, and I will send that your way. If you're joining me in the extended, I will see you over there. And if this is where we part ways, I will see you all next time.